Welcome to Rose Hill Gardens, the jewel of Sydney's west, of course.
Rose Hill is one of Sydney's premier racecourses. Home to the Golden Slipper and champion racehorse Winx, it's been operating since the 1880s.
It really is one of the best racecourses in Australia, if not the world.
But behind the glitz and glamour is a bitter feud over its future. A proposal to sell the racecourse to make way for a mini-city of 25,000 homes, prompting uproar from some of racing's biggest names.
Nothing has been discussed in its entirety. Everything's been cloak and dagger. Nothing has been fully disclosed to the members.
The proposal was first announced late last year, with the Premier Chris Minns touting the Rose Hill development as part of the solution to Sydney's housing crisis.
Frankly, you can't beat it. This is one of the last parcels in metropolitan Sydney of uncontaminated land to do dwellings at scale.
Alongside the Premier that day was Peter McGoran, the chair of the Australian Turf Club, which owns the racecourse. The predicted windfall from the sell-off, $5 billion.
The revenue from the development of Rose Hill Gardens will leapfrog racing in Sydney and in New South Wales forward by 50 years. All the things that were only ever dreamt of can now come about.
Our farm here takes care of a lot of the horses that are trained at Rose Hill.
But the announcement came as a surprise to many long-time club members, including Julia Ritchie.
There's absolutely no meat or bones around any part of it. Hey, goodness. Hey.
A former ATC director, she says the board should have given its 12,000 members more warning before making the announcement.
There has been a total lack of transparency, I think. Evident that nearly everyone was kept in the dark about it. People were finding out literally 10 minutes before announcements or a day before. The pushback's been massive.
Members from around Australia are campaigning against any sale, including veteran owner and breeder Vin Cox.
There was seemingly no consultation with the membership who own the asset, who are members of the Australian Turf Club, in terms of selling what is their number one and best asset. My initial reaction was, where's this come from? Who's pushing this? What's the agenda? Why has this come out? And why are they looking at Rose Hill Racecourse?
A broad-ranging parliamentary inquiry is now examining the proposal. In hearings late last week, the chair of the ATC, Peter McGoran, defended the plan.
I wouldn't be putting this proposal forward if I didn't have the courage of my convictions to argue its merits. I don't see the political conspiracy here or what the ATC board has done wrong.
But other ATC directors giving evidence revealed they were not told about the plan until after it went to the government.
Are you concerned that the day before the board even considered this matter, so the 20th of November, Mr McMahon, a staff member from your organisation, was working with the Cabinet Office to draft a press release for the Premier supporting the full sale and 25,000 new homes as, I quote, a once-in-a-generation opportunity?
I think that discussing with government before and Racing New South Wales before the board knew is not necessarily the best governance. I can understand that.
Other directors were told the proposed sale was worth $1.6 billion, far less than the announced figure of $5 billion.
We have never been provided with a valuation showing $5 billion. We've been told the figure $5 billion, but we've not actually been provided with a valuation.
Sitting next to Peter McGoran was Steve McMahon, the ATC's head of membership and corporate affairs, and also a long-time friend of the Premier, Chris Minns.
I disclose that I have been a member of the Australian Labor Party for many years. I've been a candidate, a councillor and a mayor. I have friends and colleagues from across the political spectrum, and I have also been friends with Chris Minns and his family for around 25 years, and we served on Percival City Council together.
Mr McMahon revealed that he took the idea to the Premier on the 30th of October last year.
To the best of my recollection, I said I wanted to present an idea that I think would be mutually beneficial for the community and for the racecourse, for the ATC.
And they didn't ask for any further detail?
No, but I think,
They granted you a meeting just on that very vague...
it is quite extraordinary on the basis of that to be able to secure a meeting with the Premier within 3 days, which is then listed simply as a meet and greet in the Premier's diary disclosures. So.
I didn't list it like that.
Premier, have all your dealings with Steve McMahon in this process been appropriate?
Absolutely. I mean, if there's a suggestion otherwise, I would think it'd be incumbent upon someone to make that charge.
The inquiry heard the ATC requested the regulator, Racing New South Wales, be briefed by state cabinet officials. That meeting took place 3 weeks before the announcement. Documents released by Parliament show the then Chair of Racing New South Wales, Russell Bording, and the CEO, Peter Vales, were supportive of the sale, and that they suggested law reform to ensure that the revenue from the proposal is reinvested to benefit the racing industry as a whole.
The asset is owned by the Australian Turf Club and their members. So therefore, if the site is sold, they're the beneficiary of the sale of that asset. It's not Racing New South Wales' money. So where they're stepping into that space, they've got no jurisdiction in that area. It's not their money.
When it was his turn at the inquiry, Racing New South Wales CEO Peter Vales faced a barrage of questions.
If you want to intimidate and bully me like you normally do, fair enough. But I've put up with bullies all my life, so I know how to handle it.
But he denied any wrongdoing by Racing New South Wales.
What we said was that we wanted oversight to ensure that they spent the money on racing infrastructure.
Is Racing New South Wales trying to grab the money?
No, we're not trying to grab the money. If you listen to the inquiry, it showed that the money goes to the ATC.
So why are members saying that you're trying to grab the money?
Because it's a smear campaign. It's a complete scaremongering smear campaign.
The proposed sale will be put to a vote of club members later this year, with a majority needed to support the plan. The club maintains the sale won't go ahead if the members decide against it.
Why did you announce the plan before the vote of members?
It was always conditional on the vote of members.
But you were very confident in December that this would go ahead.
I still believe it has great merit, but I'm not going to be the final arbitrator. The members are.
The inquiry reconvenes for its next hearing in early September, with its final report due in November.
If the club members vote against the plan, how will you honour your housing targets?
Yeah, they're not dependent on those housing targets. They'd be helpful. They would genuinely be helpful.
25,000 homes.
Sorry?
25,000 homes.
Yes,
that
there's no doubt about it. They would be helpful.